I know I've talked about it briefly in a few recaps, but the Padres are playing really well to start off 2022, and I think that's because the chemistry is so good down in San Diego. Even though they don't have Blake Snell and Mike Clevenger, they're still in the dugout, and they're just having a great time. They're following behind Yu Darvish and copying everything that he's doing. So the Padres, once they get fully healthy, I really think they're going to be a problem. But anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today. The Yankees might never lose a baseball game for the rest of forever. J-Rod, Mr. Julio Rodriguez finally got on the board with his first big league home run, and Cincinnati might be the worst team in Major League Baseball history, and you can blame the owner. This is all his fault. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, we talk baseball every single day, so don't be afraid to stick around, hit that subscribe button, and also if you're going to any games or concerts anytime soon, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off your entire order. This doesn't come as a surprise if you're a Mets fan, but to me, I thought to myself, Robinson Cano DFA'd, released by the Mets, and I guess if you take a look at his stats, it kind of makes sense, but also it was only a couple at bats, so a lot of people are thinking this is an overreaction, but Steve Cohen, Uncle Steve, the owner of the Mets, is a billionaire, and he said, I don't care if we have to pay this guy $40 million over the next 2 seasons to go play elsewhere. I want to field the best possible roster, so I want to give a quick little golf clap, because that is how you run an organization, and the Mets are rewarding him because they are playing some great baseball. Now, real quick, I want to mention that Jared Kelenic, who was traded for Robinson Cano, is hitting 175 with a 67 OPS plus through his first 114 games, so it looks like both teams are kind of taking the L on that trade. Now, one other roster move that I want to talk about, actually, was 2 of them in one swift move. Bobby Bradley and Logan Allen of the Cleveland Guardians have finally been let go. I say finally because they have not been very good, and this was a long time in the making, but knowing how this works, they're going to get dropped, and then the Tampa Bay Rays are going to swoop in, pick them up, and turn them into perennial all-stars. I just have a weird feeling that's going to happen. So those are the quick updates on who got cut and who is going to be making the roster going forward. Let's talk about the games from yesterday, shall we? Max Scherzer started off this one versus the Phillies by striking out 5 consecutive hitters to start the game, but then Kyle Schwarber said, I will not be the 6th. He smacks another home run versus the Mets. Now, New York does go up 2-1 after a Luis Guillermi double. I keep botching his last name, I am sorry, but that one goes to center, and there goes the lead because Schwarber has been the Mets' daddy dating back to last year when he was a member of the Washington Nationals. Dom Smith, like we mentioned, he was not cut. Robinson Cano was cut in favor of keeping Dom Smith. He had 2 huge hits in this one. The first one came in the bottom of the 4th to tie it up, and then JT Realmuto unfortunately got crossed up because I'm not sure if Jose Alvarado heard the pitch via PitchCom, but he got crossed up, and that allowed a pass ball. New York goes up by 1, scratch that, they go up by 3 after Dom Smith's second huge clutch hit of the day. Good for him. And real quick, I just want to show this because I'm a fanboy. Bryce Harper got absolutely all of this one, a pimp job, his 4th of the year. He is quietly starting to heat up a little bit, at least I hope. The Phillies bullpen implodes again in the 7th and the 8th, where things got a little bit chippy after Alec Boehm got hit and then Camargo hit a home run. But Yohan Lopez's pitiful night ends with the Mets winning 10-6, and I don't know if you noticed, he was also sent back down. So Robinson Cano got DFA'd. Lopez was sent back down because he was actually horrific. And I just want to mention, Jeff McNeil is basically hitting 370, and I have these 2 little words: he's back. The Guardians and the A's, my internet was acting up, so of course I missed the first few, and unfortunately I missed a lot. Tristan McKenzie was back on the bump for the Guardians, and his battery mate comes through. Luke Maile was the only offseason free agent pickup by Cleveland, so it's nice to see him being productive. Franmil stops a 0-for-26 streak where he struck out 18 and 26 of those at-bats. He drives home 2 going the other way, and Andres is shocking the world. Jimenez plates 2, and Josh Naylor makes it 5-0 in the 4th. Now let's take a look at Tristan, who is out there slicing folks. Now, if you did not know, his nickname is Sticks because he's a big, tall, lanky kid. He goes 6 1/3 on just 4 base hits. He struck out 7. Usually, Oakland is a house of horrors for Cleveland. We just swept them. I think the last few series, I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. I tweeted it. It's been sweep and then swept and then sweep and then swept and then sweep, something like that. The Guardians are going to be the streakiest team in baseball this year. The Twins and the Rays, Minnesota's offense is heating up. Kyle Garlick is scorching hot over the last few games. Jorge Polanco and Max Kepler each double to make the Rays fans wonder if they should stick around and stay. Gary Sanchez makes it harder to stay. And then, yep, right on schedule, Byron Buxton for his 7th home run. This one goes 430 feet. Josh Winder tosses 6 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts, only 2 hits. The Twins now have a 2.62 ERA as starters, which is the best in the American League. I'm sure we all knew that was coming. Just kidding. So the Twins win this one easy after Polanco and Larnach bring home a few more. They couldn't get to 10, so I consider that a huge failure. Just kidding. I'm a salty Cleveland fan because the Twins are looking really good. They have a plus 23 run differential, and they look like a very solid ball club because that pitching has been showing up. All right, let's talk about a fun game. Get your bait ready, ladies and gentlemen, because we going fishing. Mike Trout is hitting 344 with 6 home runs and a nearly 2 WAR on the season. The man is back. I tried to tell you guys in the preseason, no one is better than Mike going into 2022. No one has dethroned him just yet. The Angels score a few more, and Velasquez is able to get one past Pollock, and the Angels get one more in the 9th, and Michael Lorenzen's arm nearly fell off. He almost goes the distance, but he started to fade. They go into the 9th up by 6, but again, he started to fade, talking about Michael Lorenzen. Rizal, who is usually pretty clutch, was not able to stop the leaking, and he wasn't very happy after he got taken out because he knew he wasn't good. Tepera comes in to try and get the final out versus his former team, and it finally comes to an end. The Angels are 7 games above 500, and the White Sox fall to 8-13. Not looking too good for the White Sox or the other Sox, the red ones. So do the Boston Red Sox suck? I don't think so, but Boston fans are starting to get trolled mercilessly on Twitter. Baltimore was kept in check through 4, but when it rains, it pours, and it actually was raining yesterday. Nevin gives Jordan Lyles the lead on a huge 2-run single, and it just kept getting worse and worse. Odor homers, then there was a little stop in the action because of a rain delay, and then the fastest human in MLB, Jorge Mateo brings home 2 more. Santander and Mountcastle both find places where the Red Sox defenders aren't, and in the blink of an eye, the Red Sox allow 9 runs over 2 innings, so the final box score of 9-5 is a little deceiving because JD hit a grand slam. This was an awful loss by Boston. They have to step it up now, and that's because the Yankees are unbeatable right now. Mike Trout versus J-Ram versus this guy right here is going to be an insane MVP race. Judge goes 450 feet. Luis Severino was not at his best. He was very hittable, in fact. The Royals end up scoring 4 unanswered runs between the 3rd and the 4th innings. It just wasn't enough because IKF has been a godsend. He has an RBI double. He has been so good. DJ LeMahieu singles home IKF, and then Aaron Judge actually ties it up on one of the least anti-Judgian hits I've ever seen. A squibbler. Actually wasn't a hit at all. He was thrown out, but he was able to get the job done, and then another fielder's choice off the bat of Donaldson gives New York the lead back. And before we talk about Judge, Michael King did it again. 2 strikeouts, lowering his ERA to .61. Aaron Judge gives Chapman another insurance run for his 8th bomb already of the year. Chapman grabs his 6th save, and the Yankees have now won 9 games in a row, which is funny because week 1, everyone was freaking out and losing their minds. The Yankees, I try to warn you, are a very good team. The Rockies and the Reds, I am so sorry, Cincy's fans. Just close your eyes and stuff your ears with something. I wouldn't blame you if you just stopped watching and supporting the team entirely. Randall Grichuk starts off the spanking with a 2-run single, and CJ Cron pummels this one. That is 8 home runs and 21 RBIs for CJ, and since the beginning of 2021, over the last 170-ish games, he has a nearly 140 OPS plus, which factors in cores, so he has been really good. The former 3rd overall pick, Brendan Rodgers, has been terrible, but facing the Reds is a good thing because that means you're going to break out. He singles home Diaz and then breaks the game completely open and clears the bases to make it 9-0 in the 2nd inning. Kyle Freeland wanted to further embarrass Cincinnati. He tosses 7 innings of 1-run ball, and he did it on just 80 pitches, might I add. Grichuk adds 1 more to make it a 10 spot, and the Red season was over before it started. They are 3-19 with a negative 65 run differential. That means that they have been outscored by 65 runs. The Giants and the Nationals, Alex Cobb, more like corn on the cob because my guy got eaten alive by the Nationals yesterday. He makes it just 2/3 of an inning, not 2 2/3, less than 1 inning after an error, a single, and a balk. It quickly became a 5-0 ball game, and look at Lucius Fox go. That is his first big league hit, and then Michael Franco over there at the hot corner has been a vacuum to start the season. What a play. Now, real quick, I want to talk about a cool moment. My friend Jason Chrism, I met him at the A's Guardians game in Las Vegas a few years ago, and he was in his 7th or 8th year in the minors, had never been called up. Well, he finally got called up, got his first hit as a big leaguer, so make sure you guys go show him some love on his Instagram. I'll put that on the screen right now. Gray is showing A stuff talking about Josiah Gray. 1 hit over 6 shutout innings, and the Nationals played 3 more in the 7th, and Yadiel which keeps on correcting to yodel when I do my scripts. He is not Yodel from Star Wars. He clears the bases to embarrass San Francisco in front of their home fans. The Dodgers and the Tigers. Will Smith should be the number 4 hitter for the rest of the season, in my opinion. The Dodgers were aided by the gods on another Detroit error, and Freddie Freeman helps the cause with an RBI double to the left. Trey Turner grounds out for his 18th RBI, so Walker should be able to coast, right? Well, he does throw 5 shutout with 5 strikeouts, but it took 92 pitches, so even though he wasn't at his best, that's how good Walker Buehler is. He can be off his game and still shut out a team. Tommy Kahnle returns after 2 years. He used to be a star with the Yankees, so he's back. Bellinger breaks out of his week-long slump. He was like 0 for 15 coming into this one, roping a double, and then scores on an error by the usually sure-handed Javier Baez. Justin Brujillo, I think that's how you say his name, he was brought in to put a bow on this one, but allows a run, so it's now a save opportunity, and Craig Kimbrell takes advantage. He collects save number 4. The Padres and the Pirates. Manny Machado is on a warpath. Get it? Because he's number 1 in WAR right now. His single in the 3rd knocks in the only run through the first 6 innings. Mitch Keller, who I legit cannot figure out, goes 6 with 5 punchies and was actually able to keep pace with Musgrove, who goes 7 innings with 8 strikeouts. He got some help before he went out for the 7th inning, so if he can just shut them down, he will get the victory. Trent Grisham is starting to show some signs of life on a 2-run single. CJ Abrams has been very unimpressive offensively, hitting just 183, but his sac fly gives him an RBI, and his speed and defense has still been really good. Cronenworth is now up to 13 RBIs and a 112 OPS plus. The Pirates, yeah, they're not looking very good this year, but I guess they're 9-13. We don't expect much from them. The Jays and the Astros. Kevin Gausman strikes out Yuli Gurriel in the 2nd, which means that he now has gone 100 hitters without a walk. He doesn't allow one in this one either. We'll talk about why that's impressive. Lone blemish was an RBI single to Aledmus Diaz in the 6th, but Kevin Gausman, shortstop, had his back, and who's that shortstop? Yeah, Bo Bichette. He muscles one to right for a 2-run oppo taco just over the wall and over Kyle Tucker's glove. So if Kevin can get through this, he's gonna get. So Nico Goodrum gets it through to tie up the ball game. Gausman, he has to get past these next few hitters. He strikes out 10 over 7 innings, no walks and 0 home runs in his first 5 starts. That has not been done since Cy Young in 1906. So Gausman is still able to get the victory after Espinal delivers in a pinch, and Jordan Romano owes George Springer steak dinner for the next month because Springer's catch saves the game. Jordan punches out Pena, which gives him 11 saves. So if we look at this series, the Astros versus the Blue Jays, in 6 games, the Blue Jays have won 5 of those 6, and they've won by 1 single run. So that's why Jordan is getting so many save opportunities. The Mariners and the Marlins. During the offseason, fans were basically treating JP Crawford like Woody in that one scene where Andy says, "I don't want to play with you anymore." Yeah, the dude has a .462 on base percentage, 10 RBIs, and 4 home runs. Take that, you haters. Abraham Toro pokes one the other way. Winker stumbles around the bases and he barrels in for Seattle's 2nd run, and this was all for Logan Gilbert, who was at it again. Another 5 scoreless frames. He allows 1 in the 6th, but I'm not going to be showing that because I want to protect my man Logan Gilbert. Actually, I just want to move on because J-Rod is officially on the board. Julio, he blasted off for a 3-run nuke, and that ball went 110 off the bat, 450 feet, and I had no idea that he was also 9 for 9 in stolen base attempts. Hello? He's top 1% in sprint speed. Jesse Winker is trying to get it going as well. He shoots it the other way for 2 more runs, giving the M's an easy win. Well, not before Jorge Soler goes 451 feet. So Logan Gilbert is 4-0 with a .64 ERA. The Cubs, stop me if you've heard this one before. Both starters held the other lineup scoreless through 4. Marcus Stroman got some help from the wise man himself. Patrick gets all of this one. Seiya Suzuki is trying to heat up again. Gives Marcus Stroman a small lead, but that was all that Marcus Stroman needed. He was missing bats all day long, only allowed 3 base runners, and struck out 5 over 7 scoreless innings. Corbin Burns gets the unlucky L, but he struck out 10 for the 3rd straight start, and David Robertson comes in to put out the fire in the 8th, and then strikes out a few more in the 9th to pick up his 5th save. The Cardinals and the Diamondbacks. Pujols is at first. Little blast from the pass moment. Don't let the dad bod deceive you. He used to be one of the most feared humans on planet Earth when it came to baseball. 2 fielder's choice put 2 runs on the board for the Cardinals, and Christian Walker is having a weird season. 5 home runs, great defense, but a paltry 610 OPS, and that's because if you look at his Savant page, he is smoking baseballs, just being very unlucky. The machine gets it done in the 6th, and Bader's 2-run shot breaks Arizona's back, and Arenado gets back in the home run column. That is RBI number 18, and Hesley was throwing 103 all day long. And last but not least, newcomer Mitch Garver is off to a very slow start, but he's still producing. Semien and Garcia put the ball in play, and one thing leads to another. It's 3-0. We can see that Culberson gets a sack bunt down. What is a sack bunt? That is a barbaric technique that has not been seen in ages. Anyways, Adelise knows 4 runs might not be enough versus the Braves. He wasn't holding back. He clears the bases on a triple. My battery is about to die. That is why I'm speeding. Thank you all so much for watching. Atlanta, they have their 13th loss on the season, but if that means anything, they're doing the same thing that they did a year ago. So thank you all so much for watching, and I think my camera's about to...
Toward left, Gamble over. Gamble, the flying Gamble!
Pop up behind first. Kemp, Noisy, Piscotti, and it's going to be Tony Kemp.
Urshela bounces one back at third, deep back at third, and Paredes makes the play.
Backhand side, and he gets that in between hop. Not a short hop, not a deep long hop.